Okay, so these are going to be the most missed questions from our sections on area of a triangle and area of a parallelogram. Overall, everyone did a great job with this section, but I'm going to run through two problems from each that were indicated as the most missed on Khan Academy assignments. So this one is a typically missed problem. The key thing is we're working with a triangle, so we know our formula is area equals 1/2 base times height. All right, so in this one we have area equals 1/2. I always set my formulas up in a template. So base I think of as what the triangle is sitting on, but I always reference that in terms of a height of a triangle that I know. So when I look at this one, it looks like this side is what the triangle would be sitting on. And from that I look to that opposite vertex and I see, do I have a line coming straight down, which I do. So I know I have a height. So I've got my base here and my height here, because again you want to think about going up to the peak of the triangle and dropping a string straight down to the ground, and the ground is parallel with that base that you're talking about. So in this one my base is 8, my height is 10. Alright, if I multiply that out, I've got 4 times 10, which is 40. Alright, so my correct answer here would be 40, and its area, so its units squared, would be the units on this one. Alright, the second question from area of a triangle is this one here. Now again, there's always multiple ways to go through a problem, but this one kind of to me breaks out an easier solution. So I've got area equals 1/2 base times height. So again, I'm going to get my template set up. Area equals 1/2 something times something. My base is the part that's sitting on the ground. So again, I'm going to think about this part is sitting on the ground. Then I'm going to look to the opposite vertex, which is up here. And I'm going to see if I have a height going straight down to that other side. And I do. It goes down, it forms a right angle, so I know that's a height. Alright, so the height, their altitude, is going to be 2. The base is going to be 6. So I've got 1/2 the base, which is 6, times the height, which is 2. If I multiply that, I've got 3 times 2, or 6. So the area of this triangle is 6 units squared. Alright, so those are the two from area of a triangle. We're going to go ahead and jump on to area of a parallelogram. Alright, so area of a parallelogram is base times height. So when we're looking at our area, we've got base times height as a formula. Now, when we look at a parallelogram, we got to remember all of our properties. And the one big property here is that opposite sides are congruent. So that 11 on the top we can carry to the bottom as an 11, and the 9 on the right we could carry over to the left. Now, the important ones here are going to be this 11. Right, because that's the base that we're going to consider. Because again, if I go up to the opposite side, I've got that perpendicular distance between those two sides. So my height is this 8 here. So my area of this parallelogram is going to be 11 for the base times the 8 for the height, which is 88. So the correct answer would be 88 square units. Again, area of a parallelogram is base times height. One way that I think about this sometimes is if I kind of took this corner right here and I started kicking it over that way. Alright, when I got all the way over to this point, what we'd have is we'd really have a rectangle formed, because it's almost like I'm taking this triangle and I'm moving it over to that side to form that rectangle, which is base times height. Alright, so if I jump to the next one here, this is another parallelogram. Again, I'm going to lean on the properties of a parallelogram, and that 13 I can carry over to the opposite side. That 6 I can carry over to the opposite side as well. Now, what I notice on this one is the perpendicular distance I have is right here. Alright, so I'm going to want to use a base to that height. Alright, this is going to be my height. My height in this case is going to be right left. Alright, and my base that I'm going to use then is I'm going to use this side that's 6 over here. So it might help you to think of it if I set it up this way. Because really, this is the same picture. It's just now flipped on its side. Alright, and to me in this picture, it's pretty obvious that I've got a base of 6 and a height of 12. So area equals 6 times 12. And that's going to be 72. So our correct answer on this one is 72 square units. Alright, again, I hope that helped. Two big formulas is area of a triangle, right, which is 1/2 base times height. That's one you're going to want to know cold. And area of a parallelogram, right, and that's going to be base times height. Both of these are kind of standard area formulas that we'll use quite a bit. So I'd encourage having those down. They will come in helpful in some problems in Algebra 2. Alright, thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. Bye.